Hey Sarter, how are you? I'm so excited to hear about that new project that you told me about.
Hi Karen, so the project is a levitating hoverboard.
Levitating? So it flies? But how?
Imagine, if you will, being handed what looks like a skateboard that almost magically hovers an inch or three above the ground. See yourself running, your hand beneath the board as it floats, suspended in midair. Carefully step on it to test out its buoyancy. And then take a running leap onto it just as you would with your beloved skateboard, only to have it slide out underneath you, leaving you flat on your rear. Welcome to the world of the Lexus hoverboard.
Oh, that sounds so cool and exciting. But what is the science behind it?
It relies on something called flux pinning, as well as a principle called the Meissner effect. And this all works because of something called superconduction.
Hold on. But what is the superconductor?
A superconductor is a material cooled to a very low critical temperature that, when you run a current through it, experiences no electrical resistance. The material doesn't push back against the current. When a material becomes a superconductor, it pushes away any magnetic fields inside it. This is known as the Meissner effect.
That's pretty cool. But what else makes it levitate?
The slide hoverboard contains a series of metal alloy superconducting blocks cooled to 197 C by reservoirs of liquid nitrogen. The track below contains three magnets that induce a current in the blocks, causing the Meissner effect to take hold and expel the magnetic field back towards the track in a mirror image. These mirroring magnetic forces repel each other, and so the board is lifted above the track. Even if someone stands on the board, the magnetic forces are strong enough to keep it levitating because the lack of electrical resistance in the superconductor means the magnetic field can adjust to deal with external pressure.
Oh,
I know, right? But another scientific phenomenon makes the hoverboard even more stable. When the cooling process is switched on and the blocks in the board become superconductors, they effectively trap the lines of the magnetic field from the track. This causes the blocks to be pinned at a fixed height above the track, a process known as flux pinning, which provides much more stable levitation. Flux pinning ensures the hoverboard doesn't deviate either horizontally or vertically from the track. As a proof of concept, the slide shows that constructing a hoverboard with stable levitation is entirely possible. Sadly, before we get too excited, the technology looks unlikely to hit the market in the near future for several reasons. The current board weighs 11.5 kilograms, including the superconducting material and the liquid nitrogen on board, making it rather cumbersome to carry. The liquid nitrogen also requires a top-up roughly every 10 minutes to ensure that the superconducting material remains at optimal temperature.
oh, that's amazing. But can you ride it anywhere? Or do you need special facilities?
Unfortunately, yes, you need special conditions. The board currently only works at one custom-built skate park. Lexus hasn't disclosed the cost for this proof of concept, but it is safe to presume that superconducting blocks, supplies of liquid nitrogen and a custom-built park awash with permanent magnets could not have been cheap.
That's interesting. Perhaps one day we will be filling up outboards with liquid nitrogen just as we charge our cars with gas today. And these magnetic parks will become the part of the smart cities in the future.
Exactly.